To say that Indian football is in a mess is an understatement. To talk about Indian football's governance is shambolic. But now there could be a slight ray of hope when you have to look at Indian governance when it comes to the AIFF and football. Because today, the Supreme Court might pronounce the verdict, might set to rule on the AIFF constitution. Now, this particular thing, what is this case all about? The roots of this case lie 8 years ago, in 2017. Because AIFF elections were held in 2017. But then one of the petitioners argued that this should be declared null and void. Delhi High Court set this aside. The election of 2017 on the AIFF was set aside by the Delhi High Court. Why was that? Because the elections violated the sports code of 2011. Whatever were the guidelines specified in the sports code as far as the election process is concerned, that was totally marginalized. And that is why there was no one to run the AIFF, because the aftermath of this was Praful Patel was relieved from AIFF presidency. COA appointed by the Supreme Court and constitution was being tabled. So they decided that let us table the constitution, the members of the Committee of Administrators. But then there was a major problem. Committee of Administrators was suspended by the Supreme Court because AIFF were themselves suspended by FIFA. Why was that? Because FIFA viewed the Committee of Administrators as third-party interference. According to FIFA, any third-party interference in any major football body is considered a violation, and that is why it was not allowed. So because AIFF was suspended by FIFA, Women's Under-17 World Cup rights were taken away. And that is when the mess deepened. Now, what can be the verdict? Committee of Administrators had actually decided that, okay, we'll prepare the draft constitution after comments from AIFF members, FIFA, FSDL and member associations. But now, in 2023, retired SC Judge L. Nageshwar Rao will finalize the constitution. So this whole thing is from the L. Nageshwar Rao recommendations. So Justice Nageshwar Rao will present the constitution and the verdict will be delivered at that point. Now, what could be the key points in the verdict? If you have heard about cricket and how the Committee of Administrators was there was an age and tenure cap along with several other changes. The same might happen in Indian football because the Committee of Administrators, when you look at it, they were just an ad hoc body. But now they will determine the members. The verdict could focus upon the fact that there will be a 14-member executive committee and there has to be an inclusion of 5 former national players, including 2 women. So out of the 14, 5 former national players, including 2 women players as well. And this is the most important part. Person can hold office for a maximum of 12 years in his lifetime. Can serve maximum of 2 successive 4-year terms. So 8, then have a cool-off period, and after that 4 years. That's it. 12 years is the cap. And then the age cap has been given to 70. No one above 70. That's it. And then vote of the state associations. In the earlier arrangement, state association votes had 2. Now it has been reduced to 1. Changes in the general body constitution, meaning you will have more members from the member committees. I-League and ISL will also be represented. Several other stakeholders will have a maximum amount of representation as well. So in order to ensure that the executive body and the general body have good representation, this will be the recommendations on it. But hold on. What about ISL? This verdict will be very, very important as well because negotiations of FSDL, the one that hold the ISL stakes, with the master rights agreement, because MRA has to be renewed from December 2025 onwards. The 15-year cycle comes to an end. But now that has been suspended. Negotiations of FSDL with master rights agreement will happen with new committee only after the verdict. Once the verdict is delivered, then negotiations can begin. ISL has not yet been cancelled. It's only been put on hold. But now whether it will happen this season, it remains to be seen, because agreement is ending in December 2025. What's going to happen afterwards? That remains to be seen. So yes, big day for Indian football when you look at it. As far as governance is concerned, there's just one small step. The mess is even deeper when you look at Indian football. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.